Mr. President, I declare the 2021 Summer Commencement celebrating and recognizing graduates of the 2020 graduation class officially open. Let the ceremonies begin.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2021 Summer Commencement Ceremony to celebrate our 2020 graduates of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. We're here to celebrate the educational achievements of this class. This graduating class is joining more than 80,000 alumni across the state, the nation, and the world. Please stand for the Star Spangled Banner sung by Alexander Williams, followed by the meditation by Reverend Anton G. Elwood, pastor of New Mount Zion AME Church.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Shall we pray? God, our creator, God, our sustainer, thank you for the majesty of beholding another day's journey. Thank you, God, for today we have a reason to celebrate. We thank you for each and every graduate that is a part of this wonderful class. And as their degrees are conferred today, let them never forget the big picture that is ahead of them. Let them always keep in mind the greater good, the cause. Let them continue, God, to fight the good fight and move forward in every aspect of life. Thank you for the parents that have prayed them through. And thank you, oh God, for those professors and those leaders on the Florida A&M University campus that guided them along the way. Your presence is invited everywhere, for you are God. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Please join me in giving a warm Rattler welcome to Trustee Nicole Washington, a member of the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, who will bring greetings.
Good morning, Rattlers. We're going to try that again. Good morning, Rattlers. Greetings, graduates, class of 2020. Welcome back to the highest of Seven Hills. On behalf of the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, I just want to say we are so proud of you. We are proud of the people you became over your years here at FAM, and we are really proud of the people that you are becoming in your year after. Whether you are starting your career or continuing your education, you have persisted, endured, and thrived during many challenges that you faced, and we hope that you continue to do so. Today is your day. We are here to celebrate you. Welcome back. You are always welcome here. To your families, friends, those who helped you, pushed you, pulled you along the way, also welcome back. This is your day. Take it in, enjoy. We are here for you if you need us. Welcome.
Thank you, Trustee Washington. I now have the distinct privilege and honor of introducing your commencement speaker, class of 2020. Our speaker of the hour is renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Benjamin Crump, who has established himself as one of the nation's foremost lawyers and advocates for social justice. He has worked on some of the most high-profile cases in the United States, representing the families of George Floyd, Brianna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, and Michael Brown, as well as the residents of Flint, Michigan, who were affected by the poisoned water of the Flint River. With success on the national stage, Attorney Crump still makes his community a priority by helping to ensure quality legal representation and access to the courts for poor people, formerly serving as board chairman of Legal Services of North Florida, and with his former law partner, Rattler Darrell Parks, donating over $1 million to the organization's capital campaign. Crump is the president of the National Civil Rights Trial Lawyers Association and previously served as president of the National Bar Association. He was the first African American to chair the Florida State University College of Law Board of Directors and currently serves on the Innocence Project Board of Directors as well. He is the founder and director of the Benjamin Crump Social Justice Institute. Attorney Crump graduated from Florida State University and received his law degree from the FSU College of Law. But we all know that he really grew up here on FAMU's campus. He is the founder and principal owner of Ben Crump Law and is married to Dr. Janae Angelique Crump, who also not only grew up on this campus, but she graduated from this institution. He knew where to come when looking for a lifelong partner. Ladies and gentlemen, students of the class of 2020, please join me in a warm welcome home for our speaker, Attorney Benjamin L. Crump.
Good morning, Rattlers. Thank you all for having me come and deliver this speech to this unprecedented class of Florida A&M University's Rattlers that has never seen a year like this in our lifetime. But you all made it. So I first, before I do anything else, want to acknowledge you for your perseverance. I want to thank your great visionary leader, Dr. Robinson, your board of trustees, your alumni, your family and friends from all over America who did not think it robbery to come back a year later to see you all walk across this stage. And so I want to start off by thanking you, graduating class of 2020, not just for your accomplishments in the field of academia here at one of the greatest educational institutions in America, but I also want to thank you for what you have done in this past year of 2020, this unprecedented year. Dr. White, this year where it seemed like everything in America had closed down because of this global pandemic, seems like except implicit bias and police brutality. I mean, while we were all home, fixated on our social media and cable news because there was nothing else to do because of the COVID-19 virus, we witnessed just a few miles from here, Ahmaud Arbery, a young black man, be lynched for jogging while black. Not in 1940, Dr. Robinson, not in 1950, Bishop, but in 2020, a young black man was lynched for jogging while black. And just as we were finally grappling with that, then we start to hear about our sister, this young woman named Brianna Taylor, who was in the sanctity of her own home. And the Louisville Metropolitan Police busted in her front door at 1 o'clock in the morning, Darrell Jones, and literally, unnecessarily, unjustifiably, and unconstitutionally mutilated her body with 6 bullets while she was practically naked. And just when we were getting America to say her name, then we saw a video that we could not unsee. It's like a permanent stain on our subconscious brain when we witnessed the torturous death of George Floyd by the Minneapolis Police Department with their knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, not offering him any professionalism, any consideration, and most of all, Dr. Robinson, they didn't offer him any humanity. As he said, I can't breathe 28 times. But because of you FAMU Rattlers of 2020, and I want this documented for the annals of history. Because of you, and I'm at Attorney Crump on social media. We on Instagram Live, so this is going to be documented. So when you get home tonight and you pinch yourself and you say, I finally marched across the stage, and you want to recollect the moment, I want you all to look at your social media tonight and see that it is documented because of you all. Because of you who signed the petition for Brianna Taylor, because of you who went to a rally for Ahmaud Arbery, because of you who helped to protest the killing of George Floyd, because all of you served as our co-counsels with my legal team. That is the reason why we were able to make history with holding Officer Derek Chauvin guilty, 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 because all of you all stood up and said, we're going to be the voice for Ahmaud Arbery. We're going to be the voice for Brianna Taylor. We're going to be the voice for George Floyd. It is because of you that Black Lives Matter. And if it may please this court, on August 1st, 2021, I would like to submit that you, the graduating class of the great Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University represent the best that we have to offer the future. You all are the best. Don't you ever forget it. You are the answered prayers of our ancestors. You all are the hope of the slaves in the cotton fields. You all are the songs of Solomon. You all are the ones who we have the faith will go out into this world and take this great education, and you will do things that have never been done in this world. You will take on challenges that have never been imagined in this world. You will say things in this world that needs to be said that nobody else is saying, because our ancestors are counting on you to speak up and to be able to give a voice to the voiceless, to be able to make sure that there's somebody who fights for those who have been marginalized, victimized, and disenfranchised, because you got this great education from Florida A&M University because you had a praying grandmama, and she had a praying grandmama, and the slaves in the cotton fields were praying for this day that you all would get this college degree and you all would go out and change the world, because like they sacrificed for you, they're now handing the baton to you to go boldly into the world and give a voice for children yet unborn, little sun-kissed children, to say that their lives matter. I know in the spirit of Dr. Fred Humphreys, you all will go strike and strike and strike again, whether in the corporate boardrooms, in the courtrooms, or in the community. You all will take this education, this great education, and you will impact the world with it. Because understand y'all, education does no good if you keep it amongst the educated. So you have to take this education back to the community, to the hood, to all those mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles and cousins and friends, the Junebugs and the Shaniquas and Leroys, all of those who knew that they were not going to get to come to the great Florida A&M University. They weren't going to get to come and get a college education and a college degree, but so they prayed for you all to come and be able to ascend to the level of being college graduates. And they knew in their hearts that even though I couldn't get there, if my cousin could get there, if my homeboy could get there, if my round the way girl could get there, and if they could get that education, march across that stage, then it would be like me getting that education. Because when one of us comes up, all of us comes up. And so that's why we celebrate you this morning, for rising up for all of us, for our culture, for our community, for our children's future. That's why we celebrate you this morning. And finally, as I make my closing arguments, Dr. Janae Angelique Crump, and in conclusion, I will await your verdict, Dr. Robinson. In conclusion, I have no doubt, brothers and sisters, you graduating class of 2020, you all are going to help us win this war, this struggle against the enemies of equality who would try to say that we are inferior, that we are not equal, that we cannot ascend and rise up to the highest levels of society, you all will be able to declare victory. And I have no doubt that we will win this war. And Ms. Thomas, I know we will win this war because I remember when I was in my first year of law school with my classmate Darrell Parks, a great FAMU Rattler who became my law partner, and we listened to our professors tell us that everything must be based on precedents. They said we have to have everything based on precedents so we can have consistency in the law, and we can have decisions and rulings and Supreme Court decisions that are consistent with the past and the present and for the future. We have to have everything based on precedents. Now, Dr. Robinson, I didn't believe that. I didn't accept that because I understood that if we based everything on precedents, then that would mean all of us, or the majority of us assembled here at this graduation this morning, we would still be slaves, because the United States Supreme Court had declared that slavery was legal in America. And so I rejected this notion that my professors were trying to tell me that everything must be based on precedents. However, I did understand what they were trying to impart on our minds, and that is based on precedents of the past. It was a likely indicator of what was to occur in the future, Dr. Barrett. And so when I think about the precedents of black people in America, I think about how we overcame slavery. I think about the precedents of black people in America, how we overcame the Middle Passage. I think about the precedents of black people in America, how we overcame at the founding of this nation that we were considered 3/5 of a human being. I think about the precedents in America of the United States Supreme Court Dred Scott decision that said there were no rights that a black person had that a white person was bound to respect. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame the Reconstruction after the Civil War. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame Plessy v. Ferguson that said it was separate but equal. I think about the precedents in America, how black people overcame Jim Crow. And I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame voter suppression. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame environmental racism. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame the prison industrial complex. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame the school to prison population. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame Jim Crow Jr., PhD, Esquire. I think about the precedents in America, how we overcame any and everything that they have ever thrown at black people in America. And you know what that tells me, brothers and sisters? That based on whatever they throw at us today, we gonna be all right. We're going to overcome whatever they throw at us because of you. Because you have the DNA of a Fred Humphreys, of a Larry Robinson. You have the DNA of a Dr. Sybil Mobley. You have the DNA of all your ancestors who refuse to give up. We have to remember, you now have the torch for our next generation of young people. And you have to remember what Martin Luther King said. He said that the coward will ask the question, is it safe? He said expediency will ask the question, is it politically correct? And then he said, oh, vanity will come along and ask the question, is it popular? And then he said, conscience will come along and ask the question, is it right? And Dr. King concluded that there comes a time when one must take a position that's neither popular nor politically correct or not even safe. But there comes a time when one must take a position because their conscience tells them it is the right thing to do. I submit to you, graduating class of Florida A&M University, you must always do the right thing. Our children are dependent on you. It is the right thing to stand up for our children. It is the right thing to speak up for our children. It is the right thing to fight for our children. Because if we don't fight for our children's future, we can't expect nobody else to fight for our children's future. And Dr. Robinson, we got to be willing to fight for our children's future until hell freezes over. And then, Darryl Jones, we got to be ready to fight on the ice. Because that's how important our children have to know that we believe in their future. That's how important our children have to know. Like the slaves believed in you. We have to show this next generation, this generation of children unborn, that you believe in them. The torch has been passed to you all. And I know that you all will continue to rise and rise and rise. Just like the Marching 100 and Dr. Foster, Dr. Shelby Shipman, and Dr. Shayla James. And every time you see the greatest marching band in the history of America raising their knees and rising, just know that is symbolic. That is symbolic because you all will be doing the real work of rising to the occasion, uplifting our culture and uplifting our people. So continue to rise, Rattlers. Continue to rise, FAMU Nation. Continue to rise, FAMU family. We rise together.
But I know a change will come to the promised land we were destined to overcome. Like the death is in the power of the tongue. Refuse to lose like Jesus out the tomb. Help me out the womb. Get your knee off my neck. Man, respect. Standing on the shoulders of giants and fire. Being stolen from our land to being enslaved to stolen land. Develop our toughness. Hard times, the battles, the rough shit. We know our worth. We see the value of God's blessings and life lessons. It's the rebirth of the wreck. Tails taking flight. The new buffalo soldiers ready to ride out for the fight. Lion of Judah. Sitting on the throne like a Mansa Musa. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We fear no evil, we true believers. It's a celebration, jubilee like June. See we rise from the ashes like a phoenix. We fight the power to the day we die.
Rise up, Rattlers, rise up.
All right, Rattlers, rise up. I mean, what a wonderful commencement address you've had. I'm sure you will always remember that. The remarks in and of themselves were great. When you brought out part of the Marching 100 drumline, oh man, that topped it off. Turtle Crump, thank you so much for being our speaker this morning. But I do have to ask you to come back to the podium for just a moment. I have a special award for you, Attorney Crump. It reads as follows. President's Award, presented to Benjamin L. Crump, Esquire, for serving as the keynote speaker for the 2020 commencement ceremony presented this first day of August, 2021. Larry Robinson, President. Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rouse. Thank you.
I want to take some photos over here. So we have some additional special recognitions we want to do at this time. Will Cara D. Freeman, former Miss FAMU, please come forward? Wonderful. This morning, I'm honored to present Cara D. Freeman with a plaque that reads as follows. President's Student Leadership Award presented to Cara D. Freeman for serving as Miss FAMU for 2019-2020, presented on this first day of August 2021. Please join me in giving her a well-deserved Rattler round of applause. Now, will Mr. Cornell Francis Jr., former Mr. FAMU, please come forward? So this morning, I present Cornell Francis Jr. with a plaque that reads as follows. President's Student Leadership Award presented to Cornell Francis Jr. for serving as Mr. FAMU for 2019-2020, presented this first day of August 2021. Please join me in a warm Rattler round of applause. Thank you. Every FAMU graduate has at least one reason to give back to the university that has provided them with much more than a college degree. FAMU is recognized as a place where students discover their potential, ignite their passions, and meet lifelong friends. But more importantly, FAMU is a place where students develop an appreciation of the importance of giving back. Many of our graduates today are adorning beautiful medallions with their regalia. It is the first time that some of them have contributed as alumni donors to Florida A&M University. We applaud their participation and willingness to give back to the institution that has given so much to them. At this time, with all donor participants in the 2020 graduating class, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Will all honor graduates please stand and be recognized? All honor graduates. Congratulations on your accomplishments and outstanding work, and thank you for this demonstrating excellence. Please be seated. Will all graduates finishing in 4 years or less please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Will all legacy rattlers, those who have had parents, grandparents, and others, please stand and be recognized? You are the products of generations of FAMUans who have been educated here on the highest of 7 hills. Thank you for continuing in that legacy. Please be seated. Will all candidates for graduation who have earned AA degrees and transferred to FAMU from a Florida community or Florida State College, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Will all candidates for graduation who are veterans and active service members of our armed forces please stand and be recognized? Thank you. FAMU has been home to all of you for the past few years. You have participated in student government, various clubs and organizations, excelled in your classes, and some have even spent time overseas. Some of you have participated in student activities, played in the Marching 100, others played on our athletic teams or participated in community service as part of your college experience. We are fortunate to have had you here to help you grow into the wonderful citizens you are and will surely continue to be. We know that these experiences and the education you received at FAMU will serve you well as you join our alumni community and make your mark on the world. Thank you for choosing FAMU, and congratulations. It is my pleasure now that I recognize and introduce some of our special guests. You have seen and heard from Trustee Nicole Washington on our Board of Trustees. I believe we have in the audience the chair of the Board of Trustees. If not, I apologize. We do have in the audience Mr. Darrell Jones, a member of the Leon County School Board and alumnus of this great institution. Thank you, Darrell, for joining us. I would also like to introduce Ms. Tanya Eddington, the wife of our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and my wife, Ms. Sharon Robinson of 36 years. Thank you all for joining us. It is now time for me to present Dr. Maurice Eddington, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to begin the degree conferral process.
Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the colleges and schools within the university of presenting the following academic deans who will in turn present their candidates for degrees. The first academic dean is Dr. Robert Taylor, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Food Sciences.
Will all candidates graduating in the College of Agriculture and Food Sciences please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the College of Agriculture and Food Sciences of presenting these candidates for a degree: Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Science, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Science in Agronomy with a concentration in agronomy, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Science with a concentration in Animal Science Industry, Bachelor of Science in Food Science, Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Science with a concentration in Veterinary Technology, and Bachelor of Science in Biological Systems Engineering.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Dr. Pierre Npiba, Associate Dean of the College of Science and Technology.
Will all candidates graduating in the College of Science and Technology please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the College of Science and Technology of presenting these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science in Computer Information System, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Physics, and a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Dr. Murray Gibson, Dean of the FAMU FSU College of Engineering.
Would all the candidates graduating in the FAMU FSU College of Engineering please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the FAMU FSU College of Engineering of presenting these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering, and Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Rodner Wright, Dean of the School of Architecture and Engineering Technology.
Will all candidates graduating in the School of Architecture and Engineering Technology please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the School of Architecture and Engineering Technology of presenting these candidates for degrees: Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Architectural Studies, Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering Technology, and Bachelor of Science in Electronic Engineering Technology.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Dr. Betty Grable, Interim Dean of the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication.
Will all candidates graduating in the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication of presenting these candidates for the degrees: Bachelor of Science in Graphic Design, Bachelor of Science in Journalism, and Bachelor of Science in Public Relations.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Dr. Shelly Johnson, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Will the candidates graduating in the School of Nursing please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing of presenting these graduates for the degree of Bachelor's of Science in Nursing.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Will all candidates receiving baccalaureate degrees in all colleges and schools please stand? Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the colleges and schools of the university, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, I do confer upon you bachelor's degrees as indicated with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining to scholars everywhere. Congratulations, and please move your tassels. Thank you. Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is now my pleasure to present Dr. Reginald Ellis, Interim Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and Research, who will now present the candidates for the master's degrees.
Will all candidates graduating with master's degrees from all colleges and schools within the university please stand? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the graduate faculty and deans of the colleges and schools of presenting these candidates for master's degrees as shown in the program.
Thank you. Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculties of the respective colleges and schools of the university, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, I do confer upon you master's degrees as indicated with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining to scholars everywhere. Congratulations, and you may be hooded by one of our staff. Thank you. Please be seated.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present again Dr. Reginald Ellis, Interim Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and Research, who will now present the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Will all candidates receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree and their major professor please come forward?
Congratulations, graduates. Dr. Omanayo Bulufawi. Congratulations. Dissertation title, A Novel Lithium-Ion Capacitors Safety Evaluation and Multifunctional Variable Stress Performance Degradation under Accelerated Aging Tests. Congratulations, Dr. Bulufawi.
So we had a name, right? So let's go ahead. Okay, I don't know what y'all are looking for. But there are a lot of folks in the audience who want to get their name called as well. So let's move it on.
Congratulations, Dr. Tawfiq Akintala.
Thank you. Upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty of the respective colleges and schools of the university, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, I do confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining to scholars everywhere. You may now be hooded by your major professor. Congratulations, and please be seated. Thank you. Will the graduates receiving bachelor's degrees please stand and proceed to the rostrum as directed by the marshals to receive your diplomas.
Congratulations, graduates. FAMU FSU College of Engineering. Dezia Heaven Sullivan, summa cum laude. Yadid James. Kayla Nashay Miller. Brandon Boware, cum laude. Keyshawn Smith. Doc Lucky III, cum laude. Joel Williams. Joshua Eli Guerrero. Jason Everson Francois. Congratulations, the College of Science and Technology. Chantel Sion Johnson. Jonathan McKinley, summa cum laude. Mackenzie McGregor. Jamal J. Nicholas. Chikui Ed Lie Aqua, summa cum laude. Mari Feiler, summa cum laude. Delisha Peterson. Latour Allen Jr., magna cum laude. Maya L. Lee, magna cum laude. Javon Williams. Tyrone Keon Wilson. Marissa Ibrahim. Malika Drummond. Wideneer Germinal, cum laude. Anthony Hobbs. Tanaya M. Brown. Sophia Beauty Amont Nicholson. Dorian Moore. Terrence S. Gilchrist. Essence Thompson. Destiny Ford. Angelica Lauder, magna cum laude. L'Ariel Marie Wilson. Janae White. Darius Groves. Kalisha Holly. Kyra D. Freeman, cum laude. Brittany G. Bernard, summa cum laude. Shirley John Pierre, magna cum laude. Trevon Marshall Gurley, cum laude. Nija Jones. Brianna A. Daly, cum laude. Denicia Price. Jade A. Bryan, summa cum laude. Congratulations, the School of Architecture and Engineering Technology. Olivia McKelvey Layton, cum laude. Jorge Ivan Gutierrez, magna cum laude. Congratulations, the College of Agriculture and Food Sciences. Cornell James Francis, cum laude. Halima L. Wynn, summa cum laude. Amon Ferguson. Ebony Scott, cum laude. Trinice Alexis Wilson. Sierra Nicole Johnson, summa cum laude. Katia Henderson. Oluwaseyi Solon. Keb Moli Kellum. Emily Ann Power Abreu. Congratulations, the School of Nursing. Lindria Hayton, magna cum laude. Sanaya Thorne, cum laude. Asia Evans, cum laude. Megan Monroe, magna cum laude. Deja McGowan, cum laude. Congratulations, the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication. Nicholas Robert Cole. Kalisha Tylese Moore, magna cum laude. Adriana Elise Alexander. Tatiana Lisette Camacho. Tamia Jackson. Shatora J. Simmons, magna cum laude. Isis A. Climes. Aaron Kennedy Coleman. Sydney Jasper. Christopher Vincent Banjo Miller. Kashira Ashanti Reynolds, cum laude. Andy Jean Baptiste. Caladria Collins. Sierra Sergiu, cum laude. Maya Du Bois, cum laude. Naja Hardman. Stanley Wall Jr. Nala Brown.
Will the graduates receiving master's and doctor of philosophy degrees please stand and proceed to the rostrum as directed by the marshals to receive your diplomas.
Congratulations, graduates. The School of Graduate Studies and Research. Manaz Dil Afaraz. Dr. Taufik K. Akintola. Dissertation title, Investigation of Lithium Titanate Oxide as a High-Power Long-Cycle Anode in Material in Lithium-Ion Capacitor. Congratulations, Dr. Taufik K. Akintola. Dr. Amanayor Bolufawi. Dissertation title, A Novel Lithium-Ion Capacitors Safety Evaluation and Multifunctional Variable Stress Performance Degradation Under Accelerated Aging Tests. Congratulations, Dr. Amanayor Bolufawi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the Senior Transcendent ceremony. The ceremony will be conducted by Dr. James Moran, the first Vice President of the Florida A&M University National Alumni Association. Dr. Moran.
Will the members of the graduating class please stand? As you prepare to make your transition from student to alumnus, I want to impress upon you that for the past several years, you have been an integral part at Florida A&M University with many exciting events that have taken place. You are now about to become a part of its history forever. You are among the privileged who have been nurtured in the spirit of many men and women who have passed this way and are rendering distinguished service to mankind because of the dedicated quality of education at Florida A&M University. You have been trained by men and women who have passed on to you the very best that time and experience has given to them, and that you do well to remember their dedicated service. As a member of the Florida A&M University National Alumni Association, do you solemnly promise to remember that you are the recipient of a great and precious heritage, that you will strive with all your might and energy to prove yourself worthy through service to mankind and to support the programs of Florida A&M University and its Alumni Association? Do you so promise? And you should say, I do. By the authority vested in me as first Vice President of the Florida A&M University National Alumni Association, I pronounce that you have full membership in the association for 1 full year with all the rights, privileges, and duties appertaining thereto. We encourage you to maintain your membership in the association by networking with alumni in the respective communities across this great country that many of you will soon call home. We also invite you to join us for progress at the university in years ahead. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Moran. Florida A&M University is known for its excellent faculty and staff. Caring, professionalism, and commitment among our faculty and staff are a source of pride for all of us. Graduates, please stand and join me for a well-deserved round of applause for our outstanding faculty and staff who guided you along the way. Thank you. You may be seated. Indeed, this is a day to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, and it's also a day to remember and thank those who laid the foundation for many of the successes of our graduates. Many of you would not be seated here today were it not for someone special who provided invaluable support in countless ways during your journey on the Hill. Your parents and grandparents, your spouses and partners, and other family members and friends who have filled this arena have been the special ones who played huge roles in your success. They are more than deserving of our gratitude. Graduates, join me in giving them a standing ovation to thank them, your family and friends, for their support. Thank you. Please be seated. Today I offer our latest FAMU graduates and newest alumni this challenge. During this last year, we progressed through unprecedented time during the COVID-19 pandemic. We had to pivot from in-person classes to nearly 100% remote classes in less than 2 weeks. This was critical to our success at the university because it was critical to your success as students. Thank you for all of the things that you did to help make that possible. But I must point out to you that the pandemic, as you know, is not over, and I want to encourage you to continue to fight to keep your community safe. I'm urging all of you, our students, faculty, staff, and alumni, to get vaccinated to protect yourselves and to protect the people you love, as well as this institution. Right here in this facility, since February the 25th, we've offered COVID-19 vaccines, and to date, we've vaccinated nearly 14,000 individuals right here on the highest of 7 hills. Let's keep the excitement and the joy of campus life alive, all of those wonderful things that you remember. But please also know that we can't be FAM without you getting vaccinated. Please call the shots. Let's protect the family. And while some of you were gone, so many wonderful things happened at FAMU during the past year. Across the street, we opened earlier this year the CAS building. Some of you know that very well because I have documented evidence that some of you have been on top of the Rattler taking pictures with smoke bombs. Oh, we got you, you know. And I got one of the greatest lawyers in the country here to help me with my prosecution. So we got you. We opened the FAMU Tower, 700-bed facility last fall, to accommodate the current needs of our students to be successful at this institution, and nearby a hub dining facility. So for the first time, folks, we have a wonderful place to eat on the south side of Florida A&M University's campus. And then just outside of these doors, you see what we're calling the renaissance of Bragg Memorial Stadium. We are doing that by the generosity of the blueprint that allowed $10 million to be invested in that renovation. Oh, what a wonderful year it has been in spite of all of these challenges. But we also suffered a great loss in the FAMU family. The passing of the 8th president of Florida A&M University, Dr. Frederick S. Humphreys, a mentor to me, an idol to many, a person who set FAMU on its current trajectory. We call Dr. Humphreys' era the golden years of Florida A&M University. In 1997, during his tenure, FAMU was recognized by Time Magazine and the Princeton Review as the College of the Year. I am certain that Dr. Humphreys set the roadmap that allows us today to claim the position as the highest ranked public HBCU in the nation according to U.S. News and World Reports. We lost a great leader, a giant of a man, and a wonderful human being. I also want to point out to you that some of you, and some of you have been the beneficiaries of this, that over the last year and a half, the university has provided more than $16 million, Attorney Crump. Yes, I said $16 million in student support and debt relief as a result of the Federal CARES Act. We're so appreciative of those in Washington who helped make this possible. But this is a continuation of our ongoing commitment to your success as students. It allows you to get out into the world in a much better position than you may have been otherwise. Today, I am really optimistic about the future of our nation and the future of this university. I want to thank you for your perseverance. You have demonstrated what can be accomplished by just pushing forward and never giving up. Your education at Florida A&M University is designed to help you continue to be the change agents of the future. Our world needs everything that you have in order for it to get right. I'm counting on you, and the one thing I know for sure, that you are up for the challenges that lie ahead. Keep striking from the top, Rattlers. Congratulations again, graduates. We are very proud of the class of 2020. You're Rattlers forever now, and no matter where you go and what you encounter, no matter how difficult things are, there's one thing that you can take comfort in knowing. When the dark clouds get on the horizon, when thunder and lightning fill the skies, when fate is but a glint in the eye of a fallen rattler, and hopes are lost friends, when the sinew of the chest grows weary from those hard-charging linebackers and the muscles in the legs grow tired from those hard-charging running backs, you must always remember that the Rattlers will strike and strike and strike again. Congratulations, class of 2020. Please stand for the alma mater, after which Reverend Elwood will give the benediction. Following the benediction, please be seated for the recessional. Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
God, you have blessed our coming in. Now please bless our going out. May his grace, may his love, may his peace be with you all till we meet again. Amen.
Mr. President, I declare the 2021 summer commencement of the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, celebrating the graduates of the class of 2020, officially closed.